Hi folks, come cook with me. That is the name of my live tonight because I just thought I would come on and have a little chat while I cook the family's dinner. So I'm going to be cooking just another really cheap, really easy meal that is basically using up leftovers. So I've got some rice left over from last night. They had sausage casserole and rice. So I've got some leftover rice and I've got some leftover cooked veg. So basically I'm just gonna do like egg fried rice. Boom, sorted. Got my eggs, got my rice, got my veg, gonna chuck an onion in there. So I'm gonna get a pan down. And it is literally just going to be the simplest because we're a little bit late getting dinner on. I normally try and do dinner like for 5 o'clock. I don't know if anybody else is like me on that front, but I try and really keep to around that because I know that if I don't, the kids are just wanting snacks and they're just hungry anyway on the run up to that. So at least then by the time I get to 4 o'clock, I can be like, no more snacks, it's dinner time soon. So yeah, that's my regimented life. I'm really not that regimented, honestly. But basically, we're a little bit late having dinner because Chris's car went in for MOT on Friday. And it passed, woohoo, just the cost of MOT, which is amazing. So it literally cost us 30 quid. That's how much the MOT was. Didn't need anything doing, which let's face it, that is always a surprise, isn't it? When you take your car in for MOT and it doesn't need anything. That is like the craziest, nicest surprise. Especially because it's like a fairly old car as well. But because of the snow, we hadn't picked it up yet because it's just this little tiny little car. And where the garage is from where we live, it's like up these big hills. So we just decided that it would be safer to leave it. So we've only ventured out to pick it up this evening. And basically, yeah, that is the boring story of why our dinner's late. That's it. That is the whole story. So, pop in the chat. What have you been up to today? How have you been doing? Are you working? Are you homeschooling? Are you daydreaming of a summer holiday? As you can see today, I have given up on all sort of fashion of any kind, and I'm wearing jogging bottoms and a top. I've just given up. I just can't see the point anymore. Most days, Some days I'll get dressed properly. But I did wash my hair, which is quite nice. You can see it's still wet. So, yeah, it's just one of those days, isn't it, where you do what you can do. So, I don't know if there's anybody on here that has not seen any of my lives earlier in the month. So this month I've been talking quite a bit about doing sort of thrifty dinners. So through January we decided we were going to be as thrifty as we can with our food, see how low we can get our food bills and how much we can reduce like wastage of food, hence the leftovers cooking. So, I mean, this meal probably, oh my gosh, what would this cost? I mean, eggs, I'm probably going to use about 6 or 7 eggs. So what's that going to be? Maybe about £1.50, I think. I've got leftover rice. We tend to go to like the wholesale and we eat quite a bit of rice. So we buy like the 20 kilogram bags. But that does mean that it doesn't work out as that expensive when you use the rice. So there's probably about 20 pence worth of rice in there. And the same with the veg. So I would say this whole meal is probably under £3 in total. And that is going to feed 3 because I'm going to have my shake this evening. I might do like a smoothie bowl. So yeah, so it's going to be probably about £3 and that is going to feed 4 people. So that's pretty good, isn't it? I'm pretty proud of that myself. And it's just, this month has actually just shown me how you can do this and how we really don't have to spend as much on food as we do. It really is possible to eat well. I mean, let's face it, I do not look malnutrition, do I? But it's just shown me how you can eat well and feed the family well without feeling like you're missing out on very, well, not very, very little, but you know, on less than most of us spend. I'm going to show you my, so one of the things that I've been doing is, obviously I haven't been spending a load of money on treats and things for the kids. So because in the cupboard I do have a fair amount of baking supplies, so I've been doing things like this, and I've been making, you know, like muffins or cakes and things. So when they want a treat or a snack, they've just got homemade things here, because we got so used to just buying, you know, like chocolate bars or, I don't know, cakes, biscuits. And actually, most people have the ingredients to make something in their house. And then, of course, they will last a few days. And it just means that you are not then just spending money on, like, crap, basically, all the time. And if, like me, you have a little one, it is a great activity to be doing with your children. So not only does it give them a snack, but it also means that it's the morning baking with Audrey, which is just another activity, isn't it? Just to keep her busy, I think. So, okay. So my onions are starting to fry now. I am going to chuck, this is literally like the quickest, easiest thing ever. So I've got my rice, I'm going to throw that in. It is, you know what it's like when it's cold, it sort of clumps up a little bit. So I'm just going to break up the lumps. That sounds great, doesn't it? Well, really like attractive and nice. But because we tend to cook our rice in a rice cooker, it sort of sometimes molds a bit to the shape of the rice cooker at the bottom. So I'm literally just going to break that up a bit into the pan. So come on, drop me some info. What have you been up to? Have you been having another snow day? Have you still got snow by you, or is it disappearing? We've had some rain this afternoon, so we've got quite a bit of snow actually. So even though we have still got some, the rain has got rid of a fair amount of it. There we go. So that is in there. Chuck the veg in as well. Literally leftover veg. So a fair amount of our snow has gone, but you can still see there is still quite a bit there actually. So I'm just literally going to let the little bit of oil that was in the pan just coat the rice. I might put a tiny bit more in, but just because I really need a new pan. I need to buy a new pan, basically, and I haven't, and it's just not really very non-stick anymore. So I probably need a bit more oil than you would actually need to make this. Okay, so here we go. We've got rice, we've got onion, we've got veg. I'm just chucking in a little bit of rock salt in there. And then I am literally going to just crack my eggs into the pan. I can see, I think, Emma, I think you put a comment, but if you give me a minute to come a bit closer and I can read it because I can't quite see it from there. So I literally am going to chuck 6 eggs in here. Hopefully that's enough. They're quite big eggs actually today. I love it when you get like an easy, cheap meal. I have to say, I like good food, but I'm a little bit of a no frills mum. Let me just swirl my fingers. I'm a little bit of a no frills mum, and people that watch you will know, like, I'm not one for recipes. I'm not one for like gourmet cooking. If I can't just sort of make it up as I go along, then you've kind of got no chance. So I don't know, you can't really see that from there. So I'm literally, I've chucked the eggs in there and I'm just gonna stir it in, and then that is gonna cook the eggs through with the rice and the veg And I'm not going to lie, literally about 2 more minutes and that's just going to be done. Done, done, done for them to eat. Ho, ho, ho. Maybe I'm a bit jealous now. Nah, I'm excited for my shake. So there we go. And you can see now, like the egg, it's sort of breaking up a little bit. So you can see that it's cooking rather than being wet. And that will literally be there, ready just to dish up. It's got all the essential elements. It's got your veg, it's got your protein from your eggs, it's got your carbohydrates. Yeah, basically. And it's such a simple meal that is brilliant for just using your leftovers as well. So what is your like go-to quick, simple meal? Drop me some comments. What is your like easy, feed the family really quickly, no frills meal that you would just make? Has anybody got that? Woohoo, basically, that's done. I'm actually going to turn that off because, let me just show you again one more time. So there we go. I'm going to turn it off because the kids are actually just in the bath. So I'm just going to turn it off and chuck, got this like thing, I don't know, just chuck that over it. Basically, that is our meal done. So, oh, Emma, I was just making some egg fried rice. So it was my last minute, really dead easy dinner to make, using up leftovers. So I'd got a bowl of leftover rice, I'd got a bowl of leftover veg. So I've literally chucked it in a frying pan, chopped an onion, started off, fried the onion, chucked my rice in, chucked my veg in, fried that a tiny little bit, and then thrown the eggs in on top and fried it. And basically that is a meal done. And it's going to feed all 4 of them. And I worked out that it probably has cost about £3 for the entire meal. I actually feel like I'm being a bit generous there as well. I don't actually think that it would have cost that much. So that's one of the things, one of the challenges that I've been doing this month, which is reducing my waste. So reducing the waste of food in the house and also trying to use up any... So use up any leftover food, but also trying to reduce the cost of food, just to see really how much we're spending versus how much we need to be spending. Now, there are a few luxuries that, of course, you know, it's always nice to have in the house, but it just shows us how we don't actually need to have those all the time. And the kids are happy with, you know, the homemade muffins or homemade biscuits. And although it's nice for them to have an extra packet of crisps or something like that some of the time, it's just not necessary. So we can all save a little bit of money there and reduce our waste just that little bit. So I'm dead chuffed with that. I'm going to go and help get the kids sorted, bathed, showered, because their dinner is now ready. Thank you so much for jumping on, everybody. If you have anything specific that you would like to see me cook, obviously don't make it too complicated, or that you want to see me talk about or talk to me about, please just drop me a message. You can either private message me or you can comment on something, and I will do my absolute best to do that for you. But have an absolutely amazing evening, and I will catch up with you guys later. Bye.